All right, good morning, good evening. I am Mindmore, and this is Factorio Spaceage. This is my second run. This is episode 44. So I'm running this at 2 times speed right now because apparently I forgot to turn on my mic properly, and it didn't get the voice that I was doing in there. So I'm trying to explain here the different things that we're going to need. We're going to need to make some cryogenic facilities here. So we just had, we looked at the ships coming in with all the pieces and parts that we need from Filgora, going over, the different things that we have on the base. We've got the steam engines, we've got the fuel up top. We're just waiting for the ship to show up. It's got all the stuff that we need, as we can see there. Yeah, so I just got to add a few things to that cargo container so it pulls them down. So I'm just going to let it do that. Yeah. So it's a little hard to do voiceovers after the fact because there's certain things that I talked about that I don't remember because I didn't realize this until the day after. So I'm trying to just base this on what I can see. So hopefully I'm getting this all right for you guys. I am going to do this at 2x speed for the video, so it won't be as bad. You won't have to, I won't have to try and figure out everything I'm doing, but I'm doing quite a lot here. So I'm just adjusting the ship so that it gets the right amounts of everything, so that it knows to, before it leaves, it has to at least drop the stuff off. So now that everything's coming in, we've got the superconductors and we've got everything else that we need. We're going to go ahead and try and start building things. I'm just going to make an assembly machine here that's going to wait to see what I'm talking about here because I'm just yapping away. Cryogenic facilities. So we're going to need refined concrete, lithium plates, superconductors, and blue circuits. It's all the stuff that we brought in. I'm just going to set the requester manually here because I don't know what it's going to put. So sometimes I just do this for the sake of it. I like being, not wasteful, having resources sitting inside a box somewhere. Yeah, so here we go. We're waiting for our first one. There's the first one. We get the research for it now. All right, that's awesome. Now I'm going to set a limitation of only 10, I believe. Yeah, okay. Generally what I do. Oops, yeah, I made that thing disappear there. I got a visual glitch, that black line that shows up out of nowhere. I don't know why, it just does. So I'm just trying to find a place to put this. We're trying to figure out what exactly we need to make. We need to... So to get those science packs, we need to get the fluorocarbon fluid, but we need lithium first, and the lithium plates. So we need to make a lithium facility first. So that's what we're going to end up doing now. I'm just debating in my head which way to do things. So just give me a moment here, and when I figure out what I'm doing, yeah, it's always fun. And then I find a different way of getting plastic. Or what was I doing? I was trying to get something. And then I found this one, the rocket underneath. No, I don't know what it was. Which is the one that I chose? I can't remember off the top of my head. So we're going to wait here for a second. I'm going to debate something in my head, start talking about it. This is this fluid, that is that fluid. So we need to mix the two fluids to make something else. I think I'm going to need that one right there. That takes fluorantine. And solid fuel, lithium, ammonia. So we're probably going to do that one there just to get that. So I'm probably going to do the lithium first with the lithium brine because we're going to need lots of lithium plates. So it's probably what's going to be done first. Yeah. So I'm going to decide on which way I'm going to run the cables and how things are going to go. If I can't put it right there because that one's there. And then we're just going to run it down. And then we're going to do some heat pipes. I remember this part. I remember running this, getting it almost done, and then deciding to change it just slightly. So we're going to see that in a second here. I'll run some pipes up here. Okay, and then we're going to add the corners in for everything that we need. I hope you guys don't mind doing the voiceovers because I'd rather not have to backtrack everything I did because I don't remember everything I did. I'd have to really watch my video, in detail to see all the little bits and pieces that I had to fix while on the way of doing this as well too, because we all know Factorio, it's never something simple. Oh, okay, so now I'm deciding where things are going to go. I'm deciding I want to change it, and that's where things get different here. So I'm going to delete all of that, and then we're going to change the way things run. All right, so now we're going to make the standard little pipe joiners. All right, and I'm going to copy and paste that once it's done. Get some chromium plates here. Okay. Get that, move that up there. There we go. And then we're just going to connect all this stuff in. Okay, and then that's just going to connect in there. And then we're going to do the stuff for the lithium next. Lithium brine. Oh boy, so much fun. Okay, so I'm not going to run all the heat pipes. We're going to get all those all sorted out, because that's going to take a little bit of time, because you know which one goes where. And then I think if I remember right, I'm going to add another heat plant to do that. And then I'm going to figure out that I didn't have enough roboports, and I'll have to add a roboport in as well too. Place that in that spot there, and then that spot there, and then over to there. There we go. And then we're going to move that down. Now I'm going to realize that that was the wrong one. Oh no, those were the right ones. Okay. I thought it was the twos that I needed, but that's okay. So that's there. Okay, so now we've got roboport coverage, which is nice. I'm going to realize that I put that in the wrong spot because I can't get a heat pipe to it, and then we're going to have to shift it and move it. Okay, put that one there, and that one there, and then delete the one at the top. Put a couple pipes in here, and then I decided at that point that we need another heating module. So that's there. And the power wire. Oh, so much fun. This makes things so much easier when you're watching it back at 2x. Because you realize where your mistakes were, or where they started. Alright, I'll just do a couple heat pipes there, get those all up and running. And now we're making lithium, I believe, after we connect that. Okay, so that's got lots there, and yep, now it's making lithium. That's awesome. We're going to make a limitation for how much we make, because we just don't want it to fill up everything. Don't need that much. Okay, now it's going to start making the plates over there. It's going to have its own limitation as well. You just don't want it wasting until you have unlimited resources. Then you can do any of the wasting you want at that point, once you've got lots. Okay, I'm going to extend this out a little bit. Okay. I'm going to go back to the ship. We're going to do a little maintenance on the ship. I think we're going to empty it out and then send it off. Right now it's at, I don't know where it is right now. Oh, I think this is when I realized I didn't have enough rocket ships or rocket fuel. Yeah. Okay, I was going here looking at refined concrete, and then, you know, when I figured out that it wasn't actually sending it, and then I think we added more rockets, I think. Yeah, we upgraded the amount that this had. Let me just take a sip of coffee here, too much talking. I love going into the menus and forgetting where things are, even though I know where they all are. But in the moment, you get lost. Alright, so we're adding in a few more things here. Refined concrete, 2K. Alright, now I'm wondering why things aren't going, so then I check the rockets maybe? Or no, I'm looking for where the rockets are being made, maybe. Maybe I'm not making enough. Now I'm going on about the that thing, how it doesn't make enough. or it makes too much. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's limiting the rockets. That's not the case right there. Went to the wrong place. Okay. It's importing from the wrong place, so make sure to change it to the right one. Okay, it's got 2,000 on the planet, 4,000 on the planet, but it's still not pulling them up. So now I got to figure out why it's not pulling them up from the planet. Add that in there first. Alright, it's not even doing that, so let's go back to Gleba. Let's take a look. So I got rockets there, and that's when I noticed the rocket fuel. I don't have enough rocket fuel. Now I'm trying to look to see where I make the rocket fuel. I don't think I find it. I think because I never built a rocket facility on Gleba, because at the time I had brought with me enough rocket fuel, so I didn't have to do anything, and it was just fine. So now I'm trying to figure out how I need to make rocket fuel. And that's going to be a little bit of an issue because I don't think I have one. So there's that rocket fuel recipe, and I don't see the one a little bit lower down that is the correct one. And then I go back and look at it again, and then I think I magically see it at that point. Not there. Oh, there we go. Now I found it. There we go. I know that it needs water now. Okay, so now I can make this. I'm going to make this over this area maybe? No, I'm going to move it a little bit farther over. Oh, I did make it here. Okay. I thought I moved it. Didn't I? Yeah, I'm just adjusting the recipes because, you know, things don't always work right. And then adding the export for that because no one wants spoilage in their machines. So, get that going there. Get 2 of those, and then decide, nope, that's not a good location. Now I need to double it or triple it, so I'm going to take it, and I'm probably going to move it somewhere else. Yes. Alright, we're going to build it over here. That didn't work out right. Rocket fuel, 1K. Okay, now I can do this. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, 6. And then we're going to take one of those pumps, make 2 of those, and then we're just going to route the cables down to get some water. And it's going to build, and it's going to start working away. Hopingly, that's going to be what we need for this. Okay, we're almost done. Another couple of minutes. See where this happens here. I'm meant to go to the ship. Let's see if everything's starting to get distributed. Nothing yet. There we go. It changed. The refined concrete changed at least. I don't think I noticed it, but it did. Okay. And then I'm just talking about all the different things around Filgora versus Vulcanus versus Gleba. All right. So now I'm talking about wanting to build some other stuff over here. I think. I really need to remember to always double check my mic. I really do. Okay, so we're going to build another cryogenic facility over here. We're going to do the Florcatone? I think Florcatone? I don't know. Not quite sure. That's the hot one. That's the wrong one I was doing there. I don't think I realized that. Okay, apparently I researched a biolab, which was really nice at that point. Oh, that is the right one. No, that's the right Florcatone. Okay. I thought it was a different one that needed to be there. Okay, so solid fuel and that. Okay, they're in there. Now we just need to do that. Okay, put that over there. Okay. Okay, grab all that. Go 1, 2, 3. Or just 2 for now, I guess. And then we're going to do all the heat pipes next. Always got to remember the heat pipes on Aquilo, because otherwise everything freezes. Okay. All right. All right. So yeah, I'm sorry about that that the mic wasn't working when it did, but I figure a voiceover with a 2x speed, you know, you guys won't mind too much. It shouldn't be too bad. I think I'm probably doing my outro right now, just talking about a few things. And yeah, so I want to thank you all for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me. It helps the channel. And we'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.